My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Center Hill Road, Acre, Mississippi, 38841. I am still under attack by Scientologists. So, for a full explanation of what Scientology is and what these people have done to me and my family, please refer to my other videos. I have to report criminal activity at the moment. So, I will explain a few things so people can understand what I'm saying. First off, there are more than 3 dimensions. This is a fact. There are 12 dimensions in total. We have biology in these extra dimensions. Extra dimensional organs and tissues attached to us. We utilize this extra dimensional biology. First, they're doing that with worms. Oh. First, we utilize this extra dimensional biology when we are alive. Every biological function that we have requires extra dimensional biology attached to us to function properly. You can't eat, sleep, breathe. You can't get a heartbeat. You can't get brain function. You can't get sexual activity. You can't even get nervous system functioning. Our hormones don't work. Our glands don't work. No biological function works without extra dimensional biology attached to us. You would die if you removed all of your extra dimensional biology without surgery and life support and transplants. You have to have extra dimensional biology attached to you or you die. And then, secondly, we use this extra dimensional biology in the afterlife. Humans have an afterlife. The human genome produces a 12-dimensional humanoid with horns on our head. We are designed to live in outer space. We can fly. We have all of these extra dimensional organs and tissues attached to us that help us consume and survive in outer space. We are Anunnaki. That is the human bloodline and the human afterlife experience. So Scientology is the practice of utilizing this extra dimensional biology before you die. They remove it from themselves, and they use technology and techniques to turn their extra dimensional biologies into upper dimensional vehicles, biologies in which they can drive around in the upper dimensions, also known as aliens. They look alien in appearance, and they are remote controlled. People on Earth at this very moment are driving aliens through our environment. Extra dimensional organisms being remote controlled by the user. This is what Scientology is. They help convert your extra dimensional biology into a vehicle in which you can drive around in alien form. They do this with technology, neural tech. They interface devices to their brain in the extra dimensions that allows them to drive and control their alien forms and other surrogates, biologies. They can drive anything. It doesn't have to be their own. They can drive humans, animals, insects, and worms in any dimension. So, a group of people on Earth are driving aliens onto my location and using these aliens to harm me and my family. And one more thing that I have to mention before I get started is there is a phenomenon in the universe called entanglement. Our third dimensions, our third dimensional biology, and our extra dimensional biologies are entangled. If you remove a piece of extra dimensional biology, no matter where you take it in the universe, you are still in that body part. What happens is the particles that we consist of, that humans are made of, or everything is made of, has 12 dimensions. The electron shell travels around all 12 dimensions. It travels around the first through 12th dimensions. It makes a loop, a circle around the entire 12 dimensions. So if you remove a piece of extra dimensional biology, no matter where you take it in the universe, you are still in that biology, because the electron shell does not break. The electron shell will take whatever path it has to ensure it makes a complete circle around the atom, the full 12-dimensional atom. No matter how many times you cut it or where you take it in the universe, the electron shell will travel around every bit of the energy that was lost by biological death, by having body parts removed. So what happens is, as the body part leaves you, space-time in between you and this removed body part shrinks to zero. It warps and conforms. It gets out of the way. So now there's no space-time in between you and this removed body part. It's shrunk to zero. This allows them to do things like take a piece of extra dimensional biology to a remote location and reach through this biology and enter into your fifth or your third dimension. They can take a piece of extra dimensional biology to a remote location and start stabbing it, and you will have uh, the object, or the foreign object will show up in your third dimension. It will go straight through whatever removed body part you have, and it will go straight into you, because there is no space time in between you and this removed body part. So this entanglement is important for what they are doing to me. Because if they artificially stimulate my biology after death, if they run electricity through my biology after I die, my extra dimensional biology, I will have to experience that in the afterlife. They have removed over 90% of my biology, destroyed the rest of it, been tortured, mutilated, dissected, body snatched, raped, molested. There's been several attempts on my life. And I'm getting victim shamed. So there's one more piece of the story that I had to explain that's important. This technology, this neural tech that they have, it also allows for the assimilation into a hive mind. It allows for telepathy. So these devices give each user an inner voice. We have an inner voice inside of our brain that these devices can pick up and transfer this information to a computer system where all the users access, and it allows them to communicate with each other and interact with each other in the digital landscape. It's like a phone service. Some of them call it a phone service. It's telepathy, being able to hear each other's inner thoughts or inner voice. These people are using this telepathy to harass me badly. I had to go to work today. First, they came out assaulting me, removing brain tissue and nervous system tissue because I took a substance yesterday. It was a stimulant. it was having very little effect on me. So one of these aliens, they come down here and put nerves back. I guess they had my nerves in my neck and my back peeled down or cut off, but they started sticking nerves in my back, and I started to feel those nerves. The stimulant was working on those nerves that were taken out of me. I started to feel euphoria again. Then they cut them back out. They wouldn't let me experience it. They have done this several times in the past. I'm on psych medication because of what these people had done to me. It has a calming effect on my nerves. It's a central nervous system depressant. It calms me way down. It helps with stress and anxiety. So the first time I took it and laid down in bed and got real comfortable, and it was helping a lot. I was relaxed and ready to go to sleep, feeling okay. They take a knife and they start to lacerate every bit of nervous tissue that I have: my legs, my back, my butt, my arms, my neck, even my brain tissue. They didn't want me to feel pleasure. They didn't want me to feel good anymore. They cut my nervous tissue to pieces so I couldn't feel my medications anymore. They do the same thing if I take a street drug, marijuana or a stimulant or a pain pill. Part of our heavenly abilities is the ability to is powerful eyesight. We have big 12-dimensional eyes in the afterlife. We can see down to the molecular level. They can see biology's functioning. If you've been cleaved, if Scientology has got to you, they can literally peer inside of your biology and see your biology functioning. They can see brain and central nervous system tissue lighting up. They can see blood and fluids flowing through us. They can see cellular tissue functioning, cells functioning. They can read DNA strands like a book and manipulate and modify this DNA to achieve mutations. They do this in the upper dimensions only, and they do it for practicing Scientology. So they do it on our alien forms. They also use this practice for war tech. It's another one of their technologies. It's a weapon. So this technology that gives them the ability to drive their alien forms and surrogates, it gives them the ability to drive a parasite through a biology. Big worms with teeth, utilized as a weapon. They drive them through my biology and destroy vital tissues and cause me pain and suffering. These worms are extra dimensional. They can be removed easily, and they have been removed in the past. And they put them right back in. They have a hole cut into my jaw and my neck, and they shoved worms up in there and ate all the way through into my brain. Now they're on the bottom side of my brain. I have them on the inside of my muscles, up against my spinal column. They run all the way down the length of my spinal column, come out of my spinal column, wrap around my spinal cord, and go underneath my brain and sit right behind my eyeballs. These are extra dimensional worms. I have them all on the top of my head. They have drove worms all through my brain. They have destroyed my brain. They keep these big worms inside of my stomach. They have put holes in my diaphragm. They drive these worms up through my extra dimensional diaphragm, behind my trachea, behind my esophagus, all the way up into my brain. They put a hole in the bottom of my skull, and they drive this worm straight up into my brain. torture. I was kidnapped by Scientology almost 14 years ago. Being a political activist on social media, being extremely intelligent, being able to participate in politics, persuade votes, win hearts and minds, have debates on politics and environmental issues and religious issues. I'm also an author, so I'm part Native American. I'm a descendant of the Lakota people. My Native American name is Crazy Bird. I am an author, a philosopher, a scientist. I write literature and come up with ideas that help the planet, help life on this planet. I wrote comic books and several stories while I'm working on them. I've moved most of my attention to my most important one, which is the ECA. It is an idea that comes with a lot of literature. It converts the Federal Reserve into a government agency. It moves the Federal Reserve into our government. So it gives money back to the people. But this agency just isn't some uh, monetary uh, allocation agency. It's a science council. These councils consist of individuals that are highly trained in their field of study, the best we can possibly produce. They have to meet morality and intelligence requirements. So all of their behavior and decisions, they have to be good for life on this planet. And they have to have extremely high IQs to work for the ECA. These cabinets approved the spending of another one of my inventions, divine currency or buffalo dollars. This currency can only be spent on approved products and services. These products and services have to meet certain requirements. They have to be the best we can possibly produce. Mil spec, state of the art. Like everyone gets a smart house, everyone gets a smartphone, the best we can possibly produce. Everyone gets an AI in their house, a smart house with a computer screen in the wall with biometrics. Uh, Everyone gets healthcare, the best we can possibly provide. Everyone gets highly nutritious food grown with regenerative and organic methods. No more pesticides and chemical fertilizers. And the list goes on and on and on and on. It's a book that I'm writing. Most of my time has been spent uh, under the ECA, working in the ECA, because that's important. It actually saves the planet with trickle up economics. And it doesn't just help humans, it helps all life on the planet. Every organism gets divine currency or buffalo dollars. Every organism on the planet. Every bird, every bee, every deer, every blade of grass, every tree, every single organism or life form in the universe gets buffalo dollars if they need them to spend to purchase uh, not only the basic necessities of life, but to purchase uh, longevity and uh, stability and the experience. We want all organisms in the universe to have a good experience while they are alive. We don't want anyone to have a bad life. No one asked to be here. No one asked, no one picked their own family members. No one picks the people that you have to spend your life with. Most of your life, you always have to run into people that you don't want to be around. So that's the ECA. Also wrote Crazy Bird comics. I have several versions of it, and there's several comic books included. Crazy Bird, Thunder Beings, Buffalo Bob. And I wrote Alien Bob, Bug Bob, Space Bob, which is about helping life on this planet evolve into spacefaring organisms. So, in order to colonize outer space, we are going to have to develop life that can live there, organisms that can survive the extremities of outer space, the long space travel, uh, low inventory or uh, low supplies, rations, the ability to live on another planet. We could help an organism evolve or even genetically engineer organisms to live on another planet. And we can help life on Earth evolve into its optimal potential. Like humans could be 20 foot tall, immune to any disease there is, live for 1,000 years, and have 200 level IQs uh, all day long, inherent IQs, working IQs. If we take control of our own evolution. And the sky's the limit with the organisms we want to share this earth with. We can have all different kinds of pets and uh, cool organisms to live with on earth. And that's Space Bob or Alien Bob or Bug Bob. There's several versions. I've wrote quite a bit uh, in these areas. I wrote Jewel Craft, uh, a lot of other stuff. These people think they're going to steal my intellectual property. That's what started out 14 years ago.